Who is this guy? Who does he think he is? Well, he's my main character in this new game I'm developing, Fishy Fish. This is my very first devlog, and I'm going to be showing you guys some progress that I've made over the first couple weeks. The reason I'm going to be showing you guys just game development is to, one, make progress on my game. I have a tendency to abandon projects, but this might make me, complete them. And as well as to see what's realistic when making games. For context, I did a little bit of game dev with Unity and transitioned to Godot. I'm currently in the Godot engine, but before that, I have to show you some other things that I've done, very minimal. First off, whoa, there's a tile map. Yep, I created all this myself. It took way too long. I also added some movement for the little guy so he can go anywhere he wants. So those are just some minor features that doesn't look like it takes that long, but when you suck at art like I do, yeah, it kind of takes a bit. Currently, he can fish anywhere where there's water, so I'll click the island. Obviously, doesn't work. But if I go to the ocean here, he does have kind of some range with that fishing rod. And this is the fishing sequence right here. So as you can see, there's a progress bar and a moving target along with a slider that you control. This is going to change next episode. You'll get to see what changes, but right now, it just, once you complete it, get 100%, you go to the console, and it just says fish caught. But how does this all work? Well, I have a couple scripts here. One basically giving everything about the fishing. This is connected to the tile map. I have two separate tile maps. I have water and tile map. So a tile map is just a basic use of every other tile, whereas water is strictly for water. They have colliders so you can't walk on water, and yeah. So basically it starts off with if you click. Well, where do you click? If you click on a world map, get mouse position, get cell ID 0, which is linked to the ID of my water tile in my tile map, then we start the fishing animation. When the fishing animation starts, fishing animation started gets turned to true, and there is a residual vector created. This residual vector is the mouse minus the player position. So if we go back to our scene here, and not water, if we, let's say, just click right here, the residual vector is taking this mouse position right here and subtracting it from where this player is. This indicates which animation gets played, which is in my animation tree. This is another thing that kind of gets unnoticed or is kind of in the background, is all these little animations that you have to do. As I said earlier, I'm not that experienced with art, so it took me way too long. As you fish, it gets sent to the animation tree where it plays fishing. I give a little timeout before I put a bobber where you clicked, and then it goes straight into the fishing sequence. When you're in the fishing sequence, it gives it a little timeout, and then the exclamation shows. So this is to get the player ready. This value right here will be more randomized in the future, but just to start, I kept it at 3. You'll be currently fishing, and then I start a timer. You have to get the timer, which is here. You have to fish within 2.25 seconds. Otherwise, you're not going to get the fish. Too bad. And yeah, once you click, which is a signal sent from fish caught, the bobber hides, the exclamation point hides, and everything gets turned to false. But once you fish up the fish, it emits a signal. Fishing sequence ended. Which then goes into my fishing script. Basically, once you reel in, the fishing interface will show. This is a little look-see-poo at the fishing interface. Like I said, it's a bar with a slider and a target, both moving, well, the slider moving where your mouse is and the target moving right now on a sinusoidal. This progress bar is just to show how far you've come. The progress bar shows the variable fishing percentage, which starts at 30. Because obviously if it started at 0, you'd lose the game automatically, and that'd be, well, it would be no fun. Next up is the process function, and it starts off basically every frame, counter plus equals 1. You'll see what that does soon. And then time plus equals delta. That lets the target just move on this sinusoidal, just up and down given the time. So then we look at where the mouse is locally and look at where the mouse is globally. And if in the GUI or the GUI has your mouse, it'll move the Y position of the slider to where your mouse is. Also, this is the counterpart. Every 10 frames, it'll change fishing percentage, because if it's just moving on every frame, it'll move way too quick. You'll either lose way too fast or win way too fast. So every 10 frames, this function gets called. If your slider is out of position of the target, fishing percentage will go down. Otherwise, it'll go up. So then we just send this progress right into the progress bar, which is linked in this tree here. And after that, we just emit a signal. These will change into different functions once we have a fish system set up. But yeah, right now they're just emitting signals: fishing success and fishing failed. So yeah, that was just a little demo of what my player is doing. He can fish, he can run, he can just sit there as he pleases. But I'd like to thank everyone for watching today. This is my very first devlog, but I'm going to try to produce more. We'll see. I get busy sometimes. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone.